The USS Cyclops was more than just a ship. It was a titan of the seas during World War I. Launched in 1910 and measuring a staggering 542 feet long, the Cyclops was a naval cargo ship designed to transport vital materials to bolster the war effort. Constructed in the crucible of early 20th century engineering, it boasted state-of-the-art capabilities for its time, allowing it to carry large amounts of cargo across vast distances. With its robust steam engine, the Cyclops could navigate the treacherous waters of the Atlantic, making it an invaluable asset to the U.S. Navy. As the war escalated, the importance of efficient supply lines became clearer than ever. The Cyclops was tasked with a critical mission, transporting manganese ore from the Caribbean island of Barbados back to Baltimore, Maryland. This raw material was essential for producing steel, and in wartime, every ounce of it could tip the balance in favor of victory. With tensions high and the stakes even higher, the Cyclops set sail on a mission that seemed straightforward enough, a routine voyage, or so it appeared. But as the Cyclops departed Barbados on the 16th of March 1918, it carried more than just its cargo. In the shadow of World War I, the ocean was a perilous place. U-boats prowled the waters, hunting for unsuspecting vessels to sink. Each journey was fraught with danger, and the unpredictable Atlantic could turn vicious in the blink of an eye. Yet, the Cyclops was not just a ship. It was a symbol of American strength and resilience, bolstered by the collective hope of a nation. As it sailed into the open sea, the ship had about 309 men and officers on board, all of whom trusted in the vessel's capabilities. The skies were clear and the waters calm when they departed. But as days passed, communication with the Cyclops faded and worries began to swell. Ships were expected to check in, providing updates on their progress, but days slipped by without a single word from the once reliable behemoth. In an age when maritime technology was still in its infancy, there was no GPS, no satellite tracking, just the vast, uncharted expanse of the ocean, often shrouded in mystery and lurking dangers. As the silence stretched on, the Navy grew increasingly alarmed. Search and rescue missions were launched, sweeping the Atlantic Ocean from the coast of Maryland to the Caribbean. Eventually, the chilling reality set in. There would be no trace of the USS Cyclops. It seemed as if the ocean had swallowed the massive cargo ship whole, leaving behind a void filled only with questions. Where had it gone? What could have happened to turn a seemingly routine journey into one of the sea's most enduring mysteries? With the ominous specter of the Bermuda Triangle casting its shadow over maritime lore, countless theories began to arise. Could it have been swallowed by those enigmatic waters? Was it fate, or was it simply a cruel twist of misfortune? The line between conjecture and reality began to blur as amateur sleuths and historians alike sought to unravel the riddle. This is just the beginning of the tale of the USS Cyclops, a journey that intertwines history, myth, and the relentless mysteries of the ocean. The questions linger on, drawing us deeper into the enigma that continues to challenge our understanding of nature, history, and the fragility of human endeavors. As we move forward, we will delve into the shadows of this mystery, exploring each theory that attempts to shed light on the disappearance of this colossal ship. As the USS Cyclops embarked on its fateful voyage from Barbados, it carried with it not just cargo, but also the hopes of a nation at war. The ship, a sprawling 542 feet in length, was a sight to behold, with a strong steam engine that could power it through rough seas. On board were 309 crew members, each one trained and prepared for the rigors of the ocean, yet no amount of training could prepare them for what awaited them. The last known route of the USS Cyclops was filled with promise yet underlined with tension. The crew was acutely aware of the dangers lurking in the waters during this turbulent time of World War I. U-boat threats loomed large, casting a shadow over their mission. Yet, despite these lurking dangers, they pressed on, laden with manganese ore, which was crucial for the war effort. One can imagine the camaraderie among the crew, united in their purpose, braving the unknown as they set sail into what history would remember as a timeless mystery. The conditions at sea were reportedly horrid during this fateful journey. As the Cyclops navigated the Caribbean, accounts suggested that the weather began to turn. Reports emerged of increasing turbulence, ominous clouds blotting out the sun, and heavy swells that made navigation treacherous. It was as if the sea itself sensed the impending tragedy and stirred up a tempest to signal its warning. The crew must have felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling that all was not well amid the roar of the waves. As the ship made its way northward, it made one last communication with authorities, a routine report on March 18th. Brief yet crucial, this message bore no hint of the troubles soon to unfold. It was a simple confirmation that everything was all right, but the finality of that message would soon haunt the families of those on board. After that moment, silence descended, swallowing the ship and its crew whole. No distress signals were sent, no cries for help were heard. It was as if the ocean had simply claimed the USS Cyclops, stealing away its echo from history. In the days that followed, reports of the ship's disappearance caused alarm. Search and rescue missions were swiftly organized, combing through vast stretches of ocean where the Cyclops was last known to be. Yet, despite the best efforts of the Navy, they found nothing. No wreckage, no debris, and no sign of the men who had embarked on this courageous journey. The sea had kept its secrets, and the Cyclops became just another entry in the long ledger of maritime mysteries. As investigators pieced together the last movements of the ship, theories began to swirl. Some suggested that a sudden storm had overtaken it. Others speculated about possible mechanical failure, while some of the more conspiratorial minds would whisper about the Bermuda Triangle. For the families waiting anxiously on the shore, the silence grew deafening and the possibilities turned into harrowing uncertainties. The gamble of navigating wartime waters amidst an unforgiving environment proved to be a heavy price to pay. The inexplicable disappearance of the USS Cyclops not only left behind unanswered questions but also echoed the stark realities of life at sea, where fate can hinge on a mere whisper of the wind or the slightest shift in the waves. The ocean remains a vast mystery, as enigmatic as the ship that once bravely sailed upon its surface, and one that continues to draw the curiosity and concern of those who ponder the puzzles of our history. The immediate response to the USS Cyclops' disappearance was both swift and extensive. The U.S. Navy launched a series of search operations, deploying multiple ships and aircraft to scour the vast expanse of the Atlantic. They combed through the routes the Cyclops might have taken, but their efforts were met with nothing but empty waters. As days turned into weeks, the realization sank in. The 542-foot cargo ship and its 309 crew members had vanished without a trace, leaving a pall of despair hanging over the families awaiting news. Public reaction was intense. Newspapers across the nation began publishing articles speculating on the fate of the Cyclops. Readers were captivated by theories that ranged from the plausible to the bizarre. Could it have been a tragic accident, a sudden storm overwhelming the massive vessel in mere moments? Or perhaps a mechanical failure sealed its fate, leaving it helpless against the whims of the sea? As whispers of the Bermuda Triangle emerged, the mystery deepened. Many wondered if the infamous region had once again claimed another victim, adding the USS Cyclops to a legacy of maritime disappearances that bewildered sailors and historians alike. Eyewitness accounts flourished, fueled by the imagination of the public and the media. Some sailors reported strange sightings in the weeks surrounding the Cyclops' disappearance, unidentified lights in the sky, and unusual wave patterns that seemed to dance unnaturally over the ocean's surface. Such tales only added fuel to the fire of speculation, suggesting that something otherworldly might be at play. In the backdrop of a world at war, the disappearance transformed into a haunting narrative that captured the fears and fascinations of an entire nation. As investigators delved deeper into the possible explanations, a more methodical analysis emerged. Weather phenomena began to gain attention. The Caribbean seas are notorious for sudden and violent storms, capable of turning calm waters into churning chaos in the blink of an eye. It was suggested that the Cyclops may have encountered a storm so fierce that it overwhelmed the ship and crew before they could react. However, skeptics pointed out that the Cyclops had a sturdy design and a capable crew, questioning whether the ship truly could have faced such a dire scenario. Then came the chilling thought of sabotage. Given the ship's cargo of manganese ore, an essential material for wartime production, some speculated that enemy agents might have targeted the Cyclops. This theory painted a different picture, one of espionage and treachery amidst the global conflict of World War I. Yet, without substantial evidence, it remained just another tantalizing possibility in the labyrinth of speculation surrounding its fate. And, of course, the tantalizing allure of the Bermuda Triangle could not be ignored. Drawing on countless stories of ships and aircraft that had inexplicably gone missing in the area, believers in this maritime enigma pointed to the Cyclops as another testament to the Triangle's mystique. In truth, the Bermuda Triangle has earned its dark reputation through centuries of maritime lore, its very name conjuring images of mystery and peril. As the search continued and theories morphed into tantalizing tales, one thing became certain. The USS Cyclops would remain a symbol of the unknown, a story wrapped in layers of time, echoing through the annals of history. This haunting mystery does not merely serve as an isolated incident, it reflects the broader implications of human endeavors at sea, reminding us of our vulnerability against nature's vast, unpredictable forces. As we navigate our own lives, the disappearance of the Cyclops urges us to ponder the mysteries of existence rooted deeply in the very fabric of our maritime history, where stories both inspire and haunt. The legacy of the USS Cyclops extends far beyond the ship's tragic fate. Its disappearance served as a wake-up call for naval operations, prompting the U.S. Navy to reevaluate its safety protocols. The incident illuminated the vulnerabilities of maritime travel during wartime, leading to more stringent regulations and an emphasis on thorough vessel inspections, operational readiness, and contingency planning. The haunting absence of the Cyclops and its 309 crew members underscored the risks that sailors faced, forever altering the approach to seafaring safety in a world fraught with uncertainty. Ultimately, as the years turned into decades, the enduring mystery of the USS Cyclops captivated the imaginations of historians, adventurers, and the public alike. This disappearance feeds into a broader narrative, one that echoes the myths and legends that have grown around maritime folklore. The Cyclops has become emblematic of the countless ships that have vanished throughout history, each adding to the tapestry of the ocean's deep and enigmatic past. The tale of the Cyclops weaves seamlessly into the myths of the Bermuda Triangle, where the boundaries of reality and fantasy blur. Here, stories of lost vessels and unexplained phenomena create a haunting allure that continues to draw in those fascinated by the sea's secrets. As we reflect on the legacy of the USS Cyclops, this tragic chapter highlights the concern surrounding wartime uncertainties. The chaotic landscape of World War I meant that not only were naval forces engaged with the enemy, but they were also grappling with the unchecked forces of nature. The circumstances surrounding the Cyclops remind us of the interplay between human endeavors and the merciless power of the ocean, a dynamic that can yield both triumph and tragedy. In many ways, the USS Cyclops stands as a haunting metaphor for the unpredictability of our world. It reminds us that despite advancements in technology and navigation, sometimes the ocean's depths hold secrets that will remain forever hidden. We can only wonder, could the Cyclops have been a victim of a storm, a navigational error, or something even more sinister? The questions linger, tantalizingly unexplored, leaving a chilling reminder of how fragile life can be. Today, the USS Cyclops is not just a tale of a ship lost to the waves. It is a story that resonates with everyone who has ever set sail or looked out over the horizon with wonder. The sea, with its vastness and unpredictability, continues to symbolize both adventure and risk. Each passing year, as new theories emerge and old ones are re-examined, the mystery of the USS Cyclops challenges us to confront our own fears and fascinations about what lies beneath the waves. As we conclude this exploration, we are left with the haunting specter of the USS Cyclops, a ghost ship of the past. Its disappearance remains a chilling reminder that history sometimes writes its chapters in the silence of the deep. Each phantom vessel that joins the ranks of the unknown only deepens our connection to maritime history, urging us to remember, explore, and, above all, never lose our sense of wonder about the enigmatic forces that shape our world.